Everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Real Ish Straight Truth, No Tracer, where we always bring you the truth without any of the BS at the end of it. Today, I wanted to talk about the male loneliness epidemic and why that's a fallacy, really quick. Um, and I've been seeing more and more videos about this, and we all know it's linked to that famous article by the female researcher. I think she's a professor from Harvard or MIT or one of those, and she tried to quantify male loneliness into data points. And so let me start with this. Number one, the male loneliness epidemic is not even an accurate gauge of male loneliness. As we know, loneliness is a feeling. There's no way to truly gauge feelings and statistical data over a long period of time because feelings change. Feelings are very dynamic versus static. So they don't move around they don't, stay stagnant too long. You may feel lonely in one moment, and then the next you feel completely happy. Some of us have emotions that are all over the place. They don't necessarily make a whole lot of sense in one moment, and then the next moment we're off and on to the next thing. And there are a lot of other variables that go into this. What has happened though is this study and these articles came out, and I read a couple of them. And what they've tried to allude to is men are not happy because they're not getting with women, when that's not accurate at all. Some of the loneliest times I've ever felt in life is when I was with ex-girlfriends and women that really didn't love me at all or were using me, um, and the whole gamut of possibilities and things that happen within women, dealing with women and having these women in your life. There is no epidemic per se, but there may be some men that are lonely. So I'll use myself as an example. For myself, and I'm saying this as 100% truth, knowing myself 100% well in my 40 years of life, I've never once felt lonely. Not even a little bit. Like I've never longed to have someone in the bed next to me. I've never longed to watch movies or shows with someone or do any of that stuff. And I know I'm not the only one in all of 8 billion people on Earth that feel this way. There's going to be men that feel this way. There are going to be women that feel this way. I think that what's happening is there's a greater push right now because people are seeing the trends, people are seeing the fertility rates and the birth rates around the world, and essentially humanity is choosing to go extinct of its own volition. Once a drastic enough drop off occurs, I don't think you'll ever get humanity back in its full capacity. Even at, let's say, theoretically, 50% of humanity ceases to exist by 2080. Will we get the same birth rate numbers to get us back to 8 billion or get us to even 4 or get us to have 4 billion growth over a period of time or anything like that? Obviously, the advances of medicine have given us longer lives, but the advent of psychology is an interesting one where I believe that mental health is always going to be a great issue, and it's something we should have been doing for a long time now. Excuse me. But now it's being used as a weapon against men in a war of sexes, where we are essentially trying to conflate loneliness and what is the source of that loneliness. Loneliness could be several things. It could be lack of a opposite sex partner. It could be lack of a same sex partner. It could be lack of close, tight knit friends or missing family members. It could be all of the above. It could be none of the above. There's no way to truly say what loneliness is in its entirety or what makes it up. Also, will it be the same a week from then? Will it be the same a year from then? Like loneliness can last, but as I've come to find out, it's a fleeting sensation. There's nothing consistent about a feeling from one day to the next. Like we're not always happy. We're not always sad. We're not always lonely. We're not always feeling connected. That's the human experience. It's navigating and understanding our emotions and how to best deal with them to push us forward from day to day, and understanding within that where to go. Now, as myself as a Christian, I ground myself in Jesus Christ. So My grounding in Jesus Christ is so absolute, I don't notice not having a partner. And I say that with a little bit tongue in cheek in that. Like, obviously, I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh man, I hate women. I would never deign to say such a thing. But I'm not going to sit up here and let someone demand and dictate what my life should be because they want things. Like, sorry, that's just not happening. Loneliness isn't that terrible. Sorry, it's not loneliness. To me, it's solitude and it's peace and quiet. Like right now, I am able to do whatever I want to do within the time frame that the Lord allots me in life. If I wanted to go to college and get a PhD, I can go get one. If I wanted to go travel, I could get up and get on a plane tomorrow. If I wanted to do something, change my career, if I wanted to move, if I wanted to do anything I wanted to do, that is within my purview of options. And I think that's the most important thing in life is that options are a part of life that we miss out on and that we take for granted, I should say. Um, the option and the choice to be able to do things. Like if you wanted to go buy some new sneakers right now, some new boots, and you have that kind of money, that's an option. And that's, to me, one of the finer or sweeter points in life. Um, and I believe that in going back to loneliness, we can interchange loneliness with other things. Like, I believe that the lack of grounding within God is what makes us lonely. God literally fulfills one's soul and gives one the meaning of life beyond just doing a bunch of random things in this life to try to fit in. So I say that to say, not that all men are happy single or happy solo, but all men aren't lonely. All men aren't experiencing this. And to the guy, Mr. Scott Galloway, I forget his full name. My apologies, but he's been one of the biggest pushers of this male loneliness. First things first. Once again, it's a study. If you interviewed those same people, would they tell you the same exact feelings today that they told you when the study was conducted? I highly doubt it. Most likely, they would have a different feeling on things. As women can as often say, well, I can do things by myself and I'm happy dying alone, there are men that are going to feel the exact same way. There's nothing new under the sun. For every guy, and for every woman who says she can go life alone, guess what? There's a guy like me who's sitting right here, and good job. I'll see you in the nursing home. If you're not mad at men, we can play some gin rummy in our old age. But this whole trying to toss it on men and men are this and that and you need us and you're alone with us. No, that's not accurate. Some men are going to be lonely. Some men are going to be perfectly fine. But there are going to be women on the same end of the spectrum. Show me one video on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or whatever the hell, IG or whatever's going on, where men are like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. I haven't seen it. I'm not on social media that much. You let me know. You probably are on a lot more than I. But I haven't seen any man in real life or in online make these videos. And I guarantee you this, if there was one, how much you want to bet there's some kind of plant or some kind of shell to push this? I think the truth, and this is just my theory, let me just posit that, this is just my theory. I think that there are certain people with power in the world who are seeing the birth rates and they're worried that future generations won't have workers. Humans stop repopulating, guess what? And at some point, all people are old and the young people are few. You won't have as many workers. You won't have as many choices and options in life in terms of business, mating, um, and the possibilities of what life can be in the future. I think they see that, and that's what I came here to point out today. Is there is no true male loneliness epidemic. There are some men who are lonely, and there are some men like me who don't give a damn. There are some men who are in between, and they switch and they weave and bob between the emotion, but there is no definitive. Like I can definitively say, in 40 years, I've never felt lonely. Will I ever feel lonely? I highly doubt it, but maybe. But the question isn't The question isn't that, and it shouldn't be that. The question should be, can I handle the loneliness? In my prior video, I asked the question, what does MGTOW look like for you if you're going to practice it into old age? To me, as someone who wants to practice it into old age, it looks like freedom. It looks like taking care of myself until I can no longer take care of myself. Excuse me. And we have options to fulfill ourselves as men. So you can adopt, you can always foster, you can um, do community service. There's a lot of good works that we can do in the world where we don't have to kowtow to excessive demands from women. And yes, they are excessive, ladies. I'm calling that right now. Like, every man ain't 6 foot, and I'm saying that as a 6'6" man. If I'm 6'6" and I'm feeling this kind of way, I can only imagine what a man who's 5'5" or 5'8" is thinking. Like, nah, miss me with that. So let's stop this baloney about men are lonely all the time and men need to buck up and become better. No, I don't. I don't have to do a damn thing but stay a man and die. I don't got to do a damn thing but stay black and die. And you don't got to do a damn thing but stay whatever you are and die. The only thing guaranteed in life is taxes and death. So I just want everyone to stew on that. Let's stop this male loneliness epidemic BS. It's BS. Sorry. I don't give a damn what's that Callaway guy or whatever his name is. Excuse me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't give a damn what he says. I don't care what any researcher says. You cannot quantify emotions of men over a long period of time and then try to generalize everyone and make everyone think that we're so hurt because we're alone. Sometimes some men need to be alone, and sometimes that's what we prefer. I'm gonna leave with this quote. I believe it was Tom Hardy who said, "Be careful of solitude. It becomes addicting, and eventually it's all you'll ever want." As someone who's been single for pretty much all of the last 5 years, I'm sorry, ladies, I don't notice, and I don't care if you don't want me. I don't care if you think I'm ugly or whatever the case may be, and I never have cared because I've become comfortable within myself and within Jesus Christ. As Jesus Christ will never abandon me, and as long as that's the case, guess what? I'm not that lonely, but this has been another episode of Real Ish Straight Truth. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. Help push this message out. Like, let's stop this baloney about men needing someone all the time and we can't function on our own. Sorry, we can't. But I think that there are too many people who, not to get too political, I would deem leftists who want to push this baloney sandwich narrative on everyone and make generalized sweeping accusations like they know everybody. Like, sorry, Mr. Calloway, you don't know everybody. How many men do you possibly know in all of the world? Maybe like what, 1 basis point worth of men, if that? You don't know everybody. You may mentor some people, but everyone doesn't like you. Everyone doesn't feel your message, and everyone isn't lonely. Sorry, that's what it is, and that's my opinion. Thank you guys so much, and if you got value out of this video, please recommend it to a friend. Wish you all the best of days in Christ. May all men and women be blessed and healthy and enjoy our lives as we so see fit to do such. Thank you. Have a good day.